So I was thinking about what to rant about, and then my friend told me on YouTube what I should rant about. And I didn't want to do this because it has been done so many times, I guess, and also because I've talked about this so much. But I figured, why not just do this all together, take all of what I hate about this topic and talk about it. And here is my rant on 3D. Now, what pisses me off about 3D is that not only is it going to be in movies, but it's going to be on TV shows and all this stuff, and everything's going to be converted to 3D when it is not necessary. Imagine watching a show, and that show is in 3D, and it does not need to be. 3D used to be an effect. Now, it seems like it's a necessity, and it does not need to be that, because it does not serve any actual purpose besides popping things out, and that's what it was for back in the day. Now they're using it as a cheap tactic to make more money, because what they do is they make the movie, so they just film the movie and put it in 3D. So this is bullshit. You're not getting the full 3D movie anyway. You're getting a 2D movie that was just converted to 3D in the last second, and you realize that there is no need for it. How many movies have you seen that 3D was not necessary? Now, this is complete bullshit for TV shows, because, like, let's say if you're watching Everybody Loves Raymond or some show like that, let's just make a suggestion, a comedy or something. Do you really need 3D? You don't. So I think that is retarded. I think 3D should be limited. You know, I remember when 3D was one movie a year, or maybe even less. I remember the last movie that I saw before Avatar was like Spy Kids 3D. I was a little kid, and it was retarded. I thought that's what killed 3D, but maybe it was something else. Anyway, Avatar may be the reason why 3D is coming back. Now, at first I laughed at this, I made jokes about it and said, nah, Avatar didn't do it, it's just this stupid phase that's gonna phase out. Well, it's not phasing out. More movies are coming out in 3D, more TV shows will be in 3D, gaming is in 3D, every single thing is in 3D. I don't approve of this because it is not needed. It seems like it's just being forced down our throats. Everybody, well, not everybody, but most people in the public don't want this, and they don't care what we want, it seems like. They just want to force it. I'm going to give you an example of how it jacks up the prices, especially in New York City. Okay, a regular movie in New York City is about $13, $12.50, something like that. That's a regular movie, 2D movie. Now let's talk about 3D. 3D is $17.50. So you are wasting about $5 to $4 more just on 3D, and it does not need to be there. And another problem with 3D is you gotta wear those stupid glasses. Now, even if they fix that problem, you still don't want the movie to be in 3D because it does not help it. Actually, what else they do is they freaking put it in 3D, so they don't have to concentrate so much on the actual story of the movie, and they just, you know, they just think about the visual effects. But even then, they do it really bad. I haven't seen a movie in 3D except for like Sanctum. I think that was the only one that was decent in 3D. It still did not need to be in 3D. Could have been done without. And Avatar did not need to be in 3D either, I think. People say it did. I don't think so. I don't think any of these movies that came out in 3D did not need to be. The worst example of it was Clash of the Titans. That thing was forced, and it was put in 3D at the last second, and so many movies follow that order. They just put it in 3D and convert it at the last second and try to sell off a 3D movie when it's actually a 2D movie. Just convert it. Don't fall for this. Now they're trying to do this in superhero movies, and I hope that it actually is 3D because it would be kind of cool. But I mean, 3D would not be needed in a superhero movie either, I think. They just does not. This is just went from an effect to an actual necessity in movies now, because every movie seems to be in 3D. And that's when I look at the trailer at the end of it and I'm like, this could be a shitty movie, and I don't want to see it anymore because it's going to be in 3D. I don't want to waste $17 or $18 for 3D. It's not needed. It's an extra effect that I'm paying $4 or $5 for. So let's say that they spent some money, you know, on the movie, a lot of money. They're going to get at least half of that back just because of the crappy 3D. I'm going to end with this, just to prove how 3D is not needed. Look at Clash of the Titans. The budget was $125 million, and they got back $163 million. And that was because of 3D. Most of the movie was shot in 3D. Now, there are locations that still show it in 2D. But don't you feel like you're getting cheated out when there's a movie in 3D? You're like, why should I watch it in 2D? It's not going to be the same. But guess what? It's exactly the same. They're just trying to trick you. They are trying to trick you. Don't fall for their tricks. Stop watching movies in 3D. That's what I want to do. If they could do that, if somehow you can do that, stop. If you have a movie in 2D or 3D, watch the 2D version. Maybe they'll see that, you know, the 3D is not doing that well, and maybe they'll get rid of it, hopefully. But I don't think so now, because gaming, TV shows, movies, all this crap that is not needed is going to be in 3D. And this frustrates me because I hate how it is. I hate how things pop out. It's good for an effect for maybe one movie in a year or something like that, but not every single movie, because an effect becomes a thing. And it's just, what they do is they don't concentrate on the movie anymore, just concentrate on that crappy effect and not even well enough to execute it. So tell me your thoughts about 3D or anything else in this video and in the comments below. Another thing to rant on. This rant was due thanks to Eric Faitholer 92.